Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris, the 4.0 update. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 3. We're here, the democracy of Alandria, and we are trying to spread out. We have some optimum choke points. So right here, there's a planet here on a choke point. There's a planet here on this choke point, and there is a planet down here on this choke point if we can get to it fast enough. And this looks interesting, but it's not a choke point. This goes off in this direction, this goes off in this direction. So the best choke point we would have is right here at Leshlath. So we're going to need somebody to go get that soon. Because our galaxy is spiral shaped with 4 arms and we ended up being very close to the core. Not an ideal position, but we do have this fallen empire next to us, and they're peaceful. That music was a little bit too much. I probably should have unchecked it. Expand the archipelago event chain, the Nemma world. After initial trials with the adult specimen, our zoologists have set up a Nemma breeding system on Outland in the hopes of introducing more giant Nemmas to our oceans. Breeders warn that this cannot continue indefinitely and that the planet can only support 3, perhaps 4 more Nemmas. The estimated time until we have our next Nemma should be about 10 years. We'd best commence breeding. Again, this is what I was saying in the first episode. These pop-up screens come up. There's some really cool art with them. And you can manage the settings for, do you want it to be popped up? And do you want it to auto-pause when it happens? And all of that is great, but what I'd really like to be able to do is change the size of the box. And I would like to be able to make the text bigger. But you can't. So I don't know why they seem insistent on not allowing that to happen, especially on a PC. Seems insane, especially when I would bet the average age of people who play Stellaris is much older than the average age of people who play lots of other video games, like
construction complete.
Call of Duty. So us older gamers have aging eyes, and we could really use bigger text. It would be wonderful. I don't know how much further I want to go over here and risk running into somebody. So event chain, the habitable world survey. We will do this and it'll get us research. Signs of battle. There's clear evidence that a massive space battle took place around the Corolla 1 at some point in the last 5,000 years. So issue special project Mount Graveyard Expedition.
Log updated.
So that gets you another thing for your situation log up here. Has 1 science ship in orbit, so we can research that. It'll take 180 days. What did we run into over here? I wish we would have seen that. There's 12 minerals there in the Waradan system. And there was some aliens over the space amoebas. Okay. We have this now at 787, and these are all designed to kill aliens. So let's see what we can discover over here. We're going to send them over here and see if they can do some damage to these blokes.
Construction complete.
Running a little low on energy because we haven't added any energy credits to any of our other planets here. It's the USG Ishimura. Okay. Here's the deal. We're going to go as fast as we can to get down here to get to this planet, and then we'll backtrack and build the outposts on all of these. Build the mining outposts. So Cortez says, I've come out here. Is this another one of those, there's an anomaly on the planet? Why don't you research that anomaly? The Indus is over here. I can keep sending... I don't want to send you out there to do that. Let's see. You are done constructing. Okay. One thing that'll happen is an enemy empire or a neighboring empire, they may not be your enemy yet, will come in here and they will leapfrog one system to grab this stuff. And we don't want to have that happen. So you have to backfill once you create like something like this. You got to backfill and pick all this up, which we definitely want down here anyways. And we want Lesha. So we have to go get those, but we want to stop them from trying to make a jump and start picking up this stuff. So let's take a look at our Empire capital here.
Found.
We have a bunch of people working. We've got some technicians here. I could use some more technicians. So if you guys want to put some more people to work, that would probably be good. Although what we really probably need is more research. So let's take a look at research labs. Let's do that. People need jobs on that planet. We'll give them there. Counselor experience gain. We'll take that. Alien spacecraft. A badly damaged military vessel bearing elaborate alien insignia circles Hadamuth. The ship has suffered a heavy incendiary attack, which has melted its hull, leaving no survivors aboard. No weapons known to us today can produce temperatures high enough to cause such an effect. Perhaps the ship's logs may shed some light. Examine the logs.
Log updated.
Okay. Cortez is down here and says, well, I have examined that. Now we will examine the logs. Hadamuth. Let's see what, and then we want him to go. We think this is a dead end over here. So this would be all stuff that we could grab as long as we could get our constructor down here soon enough and grab that planet. So the Ishimura. Yeah, move. Keep grabbing these planets and then we'll go backwards and mine it all. So Outland is a mining planet. It's got 683 workers. You can see they're almost to capacity. And we can't build any more mining on this planet. Event chain the rubricator.
Special project complete.
So the analysis of the ship's logs reveals that the crew met its demise when trying to retrieve an irreplaceable alien artifact called the rubricator. It was stolen from their society by a pack of thieving rats. A curious choice of words, as they themselves are most rat-like in appearance. The logs are mainly comprised of curses, willing the rat robbers to the end of the universe and beyond. The crew has counted upwards of 50 individual words for defecation, as well as a wide selection of places from which a star's light cannot escape. But their arduous work has paid off. We have uncovered the last known location of the rubricator in a previously uncharted system, and if we are to believe its former owners, its powers are worth pursuing. We must have the rubricator.
Situation log updated.
So what I think I'd like to do with this planet, it says we can't have any more mining districts until we can get rid of this dense jungle. So what I would like to do, I think, and we have a bunch of jobs up here that are not being employed. In fact, I think what I'd like to do is let's prioritize robots here instead of entertainers so we can get more robots made. Down the road, we're going to take this and turn this into an alloy factory in addition to the mining for the robot jobs and for our base workers. This tells us that we have our fleet is here. So let's see what's going on here.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Let's slow you down a little bit. Let's see how our fleet performs against the Nessie here. Not doing too bad. Space amoeba. And we are doing too bad. Let's go back to normal. Are we not gonna do this? Oh no, we took a big chunk out there. Okay, we're gonna win this, but we're gonna lose a few ships doing it. Comet sighted. A small celestial object with pronounced gaseous and particulate tails was recently observed in the Elandria system. It's a good omen, and it gets us unity.
System survey.
Okay, the space amoeba is gone, which means that we can now do what we need to. So when you want your ships to go back and repair, if you hit repair, they'll go to the nearest starbase that has a shipyard, or you can just send them home. In our case, we only have one shipyard right now. So that's it. The Ishimura. You need to get down here. Keep building. The Indus. Give us that energy credits. We could use those. The Cortez. Okay. Let's get you going like this. Because we think all this is dead end. Somebody has earned a level. Our Chancellor, Duncan, Idaho, has moved all the way up to veteran level. So he's not on a science ship. Well, he is on a science ship, I think. Oh no, he's ruling from Elandria. Okay. So as a planetary governor, we can give him more research. Or research speed as a counselor. Physics research. He's ruling from Elandria? No, she is. She's the governor. So let's give him research speed +5 because he's a counselor. Alright. And then this science ship. Okay. What are you doing? Nothing. Oh yeah, you showed up because you got zapped over here. Let's have you look at this anomaly over here. So at any point in time, if there's a piece of music that you don't want, you can uncheck it. And this is just a little much for me. It's a little too dramatic for a Let's Play. It's a pretty cool piece of music, but it's just too much. I need something a little more mellow when I'm doing a Let's Play. Alright, you're going to backfill all this in up to here and grab these alloys, which would be great. So let's just keep doing that. 71 though. Tell you what. You're going to come over here and get this. I'm going to move you and I'm not going to give you the command to build this yet. Because what I really want to do is save my influence for this guy to build over here. So let's do this. You're going to build mining stations. You're going to backfill all this. Go back here and get all this. And then we'll send you down here to get this last little bit. Gene clinics, farming subsidies, a Tocthon monument, which will give you some unity, and the Grand Archive. Let's grab that because I want to show this episode how that gets put together. The Grand Archive. Where is that? Not there. Factions, policies. It's not up yet. That's okay. I got it in my most recent playthrough. I got it really early. I was kind of surprised. Ended up being really cool. But we'll get there. It's fine. The Last of Us. An agro world. Oh, you got what? A bunch of colonists? Oh, but careless pawing. According to a report from the crew of this ship, their mission was a failure. Science officer Chan Tan allegedly took manual control of the probe sent to retrieve a sample from the cluster, resulted in a collision between the drone and mineral cluster that, while mild, resulted in the mineral cluster breaking apart completely. The crew is careful to note that the experiences left Science Officer Chan Tan somewhat shaken, and the mineral shard should still be of some value. Its parts are equal to the sum of its parts. He gains the Carefree trait, granting the following effects: anomaly research speed plus 20% and minerals gained almost 3,000. Or he loses leader experience, gaining the stubborn trait. No, we want the positive trait. Thanks. Okay. Here on this world then, let's do more food. Yeah, because I got some unemployed pops. There is a specialization available for more food. So let's do that, although we don't really need it. So I'm loath to do that because we're going to have to undo it. Our empire is doing really good with food and we're selling some food. So every planet really needs to be specialized in one of two different ways. Either complete specialization in one of these basic districts, basic worker job districts, with these 6 slots devoted to things like robots and amenities and housing. Or you can split specialize it, where you can fill up a bunch of these slots for your lower tier workers, and then you can use these 6 slots up here for specialist jobs like research, consumer goods, alloys. And I would like to get some more alloys. We have 102 minerals right now. 102 minerals. But we're not selling any. We need more minerals. What do our minerals look like on all our planets? 2 there, 4 there, but we can't get any more. 1 there. Okay, let's build this out. I want to try to maximize minerals. So Janus has a ton of minerals. We're making it a food planet because of this bonus. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But we may want to do both of these things. Or at least do some mining districts out of it, because we're going to need a lot more minerals than we have. And I don't know what other nearby planets that we want to colonize are actually going to have minerals. We can't colonize this until we get a certain kind of species integrated into our empire. This planet's a tundra world and it's blah. This planet's an Arctic world and it's got a ton of mining on it. So if we could find a species that wants to be our friend and pull off a migration treaty with them, we could put somebody, and they liked cold landscapes, we could put them on there and mine the heck out of that. But I think right now we have to assume we're not going to get any more places. This is another tundra world with some mining, but not a lot. So, given that that's what we have, this planet, I'd really like to start getting more research. The Last of Us, an agri world. Do we want to put science on this world? Because there's just not a lot of agri here. Well, let's do agri for now. There's an agricultural district. Let's do another one as well, and then we'll see what happens with that. Massa Worm's under the same situation. It's an agri world. It's got some colonists here. It's got not enough amenities, so we'll do that. And it can also upgrade its capital. So we'll see how these things turn out. You guys are back here. We can reinforce the fleet. I didn't need to do that, but this is your max number of naval capacity up here. We can have 20. Each corvette is worth 1. Destroyers are worth 2. Cruisers are worth 4. Battleships are worth 8. That can all only add up to 20. Later on, this number gets really high as you unlock research and stuff. So, gently excavate the asteroid. The asteroid holds within a great mass of metal and does indeed hide some manner of machinery. Okay. Gently excavate the asteroid. Dispatch a drill probe to retrieve a sample, please. Trojan asteroid. Forcefully probing proved unfortunate. Within the asteroid was hidden a host of old mining drones programmed to attack on sight. The drones have been picked up on the ship's presence and are beginning to stir. There may still be time for an evasive maneuver. Okay. What is this ship? This ship is named something I can't pronounce. Alright. Oh yeah, I can't do anything about you now because you just disappeared. Alright, that's fine. Where is Scout, Mr. Spock? We're going to change that.
System survey complete.
You're on the Enterprise. So the Minister of State, which has, and she's governing, so she gets pop growth as counselor. Planetary governor affects unity, so she's a planetary governor. She gets trade from jobs, so this would give her diplomatic weight, which isn't a big deal right now. Specialist pop output usage and amenity usage less, which would be good. Trust growth, not a big deal right now, and pop upkeep less and trade jobs plus. I think I'd rather have the industrialist thing for her, so let's go, because she's currently our governor on our home planet.
Colony established.
Janus is here, and we said the same thing. We were like, oh yeah, food, okay. Well, let's build. Am I building robots first, and then agricultural farms? We'll build a couple of those. All right, Trojan asteroid. News of the events related to the asteroid have reached the networks of Alandria. The scientific community has reacted with curiosity, posing questions as to why the drones were originally placed inside the asteroid. Were they guarding something?
Situation log updated.
Possibly they were. Hunter space amoebas. And this is alien vessels, and this was ancient 1K in ancient drones. Wow. Amoebas pacified, temporarily refraining from venting certain emissions from our vessel's reactor cores while in the immediate vicinity of space amoebas. Flock seems to be enough to not arouse their ire. With this new protocol in place, they no longer pose a threat, and we have been able to study them at close range. Excellent, and we get flagella specialization. Okay, in this, you're going to grab this. Go. First contact event for the Mu aliens. Let's put an envoy on it. So this ship, what do we want to call this? I'm going to call it the Tachyon because it's more easy to pronounce. And you showed up back there. Okay. This is off limits, obviously. There's a bunch of hostiles over here, but this we cleared out for you. So go down here and tell us what's in this dead end, buddy. And then toxic terraforming candidate discovered. Fun. That is available here. Zixpided. It's got what? If we pick the Detox Ascension perk, we'll be able to terraform this planet into a habitable world. A Detox Ascension perk. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Build research station there. And then you can start building back in this direction. And gather all these things over here. And these guys are no longer hostile because we know how to vent around them. But other people might not, so they could act as a deterrent for us, which would be fantastic. Event chain, precursors, the First League. The great battle between the Great Navy of the First League and another fleet took place not far from here, some 2 million years ago. Battle Wreckage Project. Okay. We're hemorrhaging a little bit of money here. A little bit of energy credits. It's not really money because that's what trade is now. We can sell a lot more, though, of this. A lot more food, which could get us... We should be able to buy some more of this. Should be good. Paula Hamilton, Minister of Defense. It's Admiral, ship weapon damage and ship fire rate. That's usually the best one. Stability per soldier jobs, military, ship build speed. No, let's grab Admiral. You, Minister of Defense, can make our fleet stronger.
Research complete.
And what do we get? Materials workshop. What's next? Mining station output or the coil gun? Or ceramo metal armor. Let's go for mining station output. We need more minerals. That's just the bottom line. We ended up with a really good empire as far as planets on choke points, which is fantastic. But what we didn't get is a lot of planets with a lot of mining. So that is kind of sad. Massawim says, I need to build planetary administration upgrade. A multitude of voices. Sensors indicate a presence in the Zipidud system that is sending rudimentary signals across the galaxy. The same patterns have been registered on long-range scanners originating from parts unknown. Okay. The Indus. Okay, you did your job there. Go over here. Wait a minute. Move there first. I gotta see where this guy is. He's still building stuff here. Here's what I want you to do. Change tack. Go over here. We gotta capture this because we need this choke point right here. If we get good choke points, I will not feel so bad.
System survey complete.
We are earning 24 trade, getting 18 alloys. That's good. Let's see how far we can push this. Alloys get expensive very fast, so that's why you want to produce your own. Outland mining station. What do you got? Workers, miners, still working on entertainers, but you got more than enough amenities and traders. Okay. Okay, for the future, then what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this specialization And it's not going to be mining support. Well,
Council agenda ready.
take that back. We don't have a lot of mining, and we only have this one planet as our only specialized mining world. So let's do mining support on it. And then over here, we might do some consumer goods. The Indus. Yes. Can you build a starbase there? Then build it. There's so much real estate to grab here. What is this? New negative trait for Aksharavama. You got job, consumer goods upkeep plus 10%. That's not nice. Don't like that. Council agenda is ready to fire off. Expand the council. So now we have this slot available.
System survey complete.
And we can make it, there's one of two positions. You can give it the Protector of Liberty, Empire effects per skill level, egalitarian ethics attraction, or the Trust Cap. And we want the Trust Cap, the High Ambassador, because we want, when we meet other species, we want them to like us and we want them to trust us. So we prefer that happen as quickly as possible. So what we need to do is hire an official or move one of our own people into that position. Now, she's a planetary governor, and most of her stuff is for planetary governor. So that one's for counselor, and these two are for governor. So we want to leave her where she is. We don't want to move her over to this position. Well, moving her over to this position wouldn't, it would just move her out of Minister of State and into High Ambassador. It would still keep her as the planetary governor. We need someone who's going to come in here that we can make a planetary governor as well, but we want them to have trade from jobs. Okay, that's good. Infiltration speed, not as crucial right now. Produce from farmers. Council agenda speed. His age is 44, and we'd get to pick one. His leader experience gain is minus 25 is the only problem. But that's not a bad deal if the first couple of specializations he has are good. So she would just learn slower. She would learn slower, or we can get trade from jobs. And we can also pick with these two people. The age 34, no penalties. I'm going to pick you. And we're going to say, what do we want? Trade from jobs plus 25% so she can get level 2 in trade focused. Celebrity, which gives her more amenities as a planetary governor or a sector governor. And a scrapper, produce as a planetary governor, produced from metallurgists. Oh, I want that. Okay. Metallurgists, because we're going to start focusing on that a little bit. We got to put her on a planet where we can start focusing on that, but that's what we're going to do. So for the council agenda now, the next one is worker pop resource output plus 5. Mechanical pop assembly speed. Let's do that again. Progressive growth.
Construction complete.
So you guys are up here trying to figure out what's going on. Survey system. There's a black hole there. Black hole sun. So we should have a black hole right over here, which would be great. You always want to have a black hole. There's one mega structure you want to build over it. That's really nice to have. We still have a ton of food. So let's do this. And get ourselves out of this energy hole.
Anomaly found.
And Indus says, yep, I'll build mining for that. One or more leaders need to be put to work. This one, High Ambassador, who we just hired. We can make you a governor somewhere. Or we can make you a sector governor. So, who is our sector governor? Let's see. Press the wrong button here. I don't want to do that. I want to assign you a job. No available matching positions right now. Yes, there are. Waiting to be assigned. Okay. Sectors. This is it. Sector Elandria. Okay, I think I understand how this works. Since she is the governor of the home planet, which is the sector capital, then she automatically becomes the sector governor. But you can take this other person and you can make her governor of any one of these. There's their sector governor. She shows up there, but you can make her a governor of this, which kind of overrides what she's doing. We don't have anybody right now who's specializing in alloys is the problem. This one could. Janus could. What's this planet look like? How many people they got on it? 480 pops. So if we go backwards, 838 on The Last of Us. Massa Worm's got 952. And they've got some alloy people. They got metallurgists and they've got the odd factory here. We're going to do that. We're going to put her here. She has trade from jobs, and as a planetary governor, she's going to give plus 5% to metallurgists. So we're going to do that. So she's going to be the governor there, which overrides the sector governor of all the other places. So, okay. And you can see the sector map mode. Sectors are generally created for systems away from the home system. So Elandria is our home system. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it reaches that far. It can't reach over here because these guys are our neighbors. And then it can reach 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. But you can do some rearranging of the sectors. They've given you a few more tools now to rearrange them, which is pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. Now, we have discovered the far-reaching signals originated from a simple spaceborne organism known the void worms. These are bad. It appears that the galaxy is riddled with these creatures. From varying wavelengths of the signals, we have determined that the creatures develop through several stages of growth before reaching final maturity. Easy prey. Void worm hunter modifier added, giving us damage plus 33% to void worms and 1,000 food for every void worm fleet destroyed. Fascinating creatures. We can do void worm research. I don't know what void worm research is going to do with us, but I'm going to mark them as prey. Because there is also a tradition that you can take. There is a ascension perk you can take, I think, and not a tradition, an ascension perk that will make you do 33% more damage as well to void worms, I think. Tachyon found the black hole back there. That's awesome. Okay. Start researching the rest of the anomalies. We've maxed out minerals. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, in that case, let's build some stuff. Let's build, what are we looking at for economy here? 5 civilians? Fantastic. Let's build another research lab here. Or you can build a materials workshop, which will focus on engineering jobs. I kind of like that. There's a lot of good stuff behind engineering. So we'll do that. We'll build that. And then what else do I want to build on this planet? We're going to still need some room for housing. Right now we have 1,300 available housing. We'll see how this shakes out. We're probably still going to have to build one more city, and then maybe we can fill the last 2 slots up with generator districts. What we might want to do is replace these food with generator districts. I think I want to do that because we have Janus doing all the food. This is producing how much food? 37. What's Janus producing? 51. And this planet is producing 73. We've got a lot of agri-worlds producing food because that was the thing that all the planets are doing really good. So what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll replace it with generator districts for that. And then we'll look at adding another city district into here. Yep. Let's look at this. Building this thing. Doink. Okay. Down to 11 consumer goods. So somebody else has got to start coming up with consumer goods. This planet has 811 people. I think, 811 pops. That can mean whatever you want it to mean. It can mean 1,000 people. It can mean 10,000 people. It can mean 1,000,000. Who knows? What do I want to do with this planet? Mining support is nice, but we would intend on replacing this later if we had other planets that had really good mining on it. Because this is giving us a plus 40% basically to what these are doing. And we haven't been running across any of the blocker technologies yet. I'm hesitant to build anything in here, these 3 slots, because I'd like to have a stronghold in there. And there, oh, administrative offices to build Unity. Yeah, we're gonna want to build some Unity. And this has got miners. Yeah, you've got a bunch of jobs available, so we don't need to build anything on this planet. We're really just looking for planets where we can build stuff. This has got colonists. Some of them could eventually move up to metallurgists, but I don't know that they're gonna. Yeah, we'll just wait. We'll just have to wait. This is a planet that can be specialized. You could specialize it in food, but I don't think I want to. I think what I want to do is on planets where we have mining, I want to do alloys and consumer goods. And then planets where I have farms, I want to do research. So if we're going to do that, let's do a specialization. And you can now, you have a bunch of different options here. The archives will give you 20 of each type of research job and an additional 40 bureaucratic jobs. And the bureaucrats are going to create Unity for you. A research enclave will give you 30 of each type of job. And then you can specialize even further if you want and say, I just want physics, and this will give you a bunch of physics slots. Each one of these things gives you 3 building slots, which you can then put more stuff on. So that's a question as to what you want to do. Do you want the additional 10 researchers, or, because this is 90 jobs, and that's 100 jobs with Unity. God, I think I'd rather have that. That just seems like a better deal. This is 100 physicist jobs. Oh no, what is this? Nope, this is 90 jobs. So you're getting shorted 10 jobs by doing the research enclave. You're getting shorted 10 jobs overall. Whereas here you're getting 100 and 100. 100 if you choose administrative hub. I'd probably rather go archives. You get research jobs, but the extra Unity I think is going to come in handy. So let's do that and build that. And then our society researches come up. We can grab regenerative hull tissue, the amoeba flagella, the energy siphon, or we can do something simple like naval capacity and fleet command limit. I would like more naval capacity, please. Thank you. All right, that ship is up here. I'm going to turn off the sectors. I don't want to do anything with you until this guy down here is done. He's building a starbase and I have 120 influence. Okay. Light show. Science Officer Chan reports that the luminous waves coursing through the ice that blanket Oluna 5 are of alien origin. Some ancient battle has deposited scattered wreckage from an alien fighter on the frozen planet, and only the exposed core of its main weapon remains intact. We gain the technology for blue lasers. You gotta like that. Jeez. Okay. I do want to grab all this, but this isn't a complete priority yet. What is this? So all of this right here, what is this thing? Oh, void worms. Right. Okay. So there's void worms there. There's a choke point here. What are you doing? And you're surveying that. Is there a choke point here? Because if there's a choke point here, I'll come grab this just to get this black hole and that planet. Okay. Tachyon says the black hole. I've done all this stuff. Yeah. Go research then. I've got those ancient drones over there. Okay. There's energy, minerals, and research there, so we'll do that. Another person leveled up. Estelle Moss, a scientist. She's surveying. She can give her sensor range, survey speed, anomaly discovery chance, anomaly research speed, archaeology research speed, or planetary governor stuff, or counselor. Okay. Is she a counselor? No. Okay. She is just a spacefaring scholar, so we'll do that. Anomaly research spade. This right here, the blue laser technology is done. Field dynamics center. Okay. Research speed. Research station output. Let's go. More research station output. Well, that's life on one of the arms. Our empire is basically at the split of where it forks.
System survey complete.
What an unfortunate place for us to be. Oh well, if we get these planetary choke points set up, we'll be okay. Getting low on consumer goods though. I gotta make a decision about one of these planets. Somebody's gonna have to build consumer goods. You've got archives. You've got farming support. You've got mining support. You've got this. You are an agro world. And you've got a bunch of colonists that are doing nothing. You have a specialization available. Okay, you're going to do civilian industries then. Artisan jobs. You can do that or a combination. Heavy industry to get you
construction complete.
Metallurgist jobs. Mixed industry will get you some jobs of each. Let's do some jobs of each. And then we can put the individual buildings in there however we see fit. League Science Base. A surface scan of Corolla 3 has identified the remnants of an ancient installation on the planet's surface. Most of the facility was wiped out in a massive explosion some 2 million years ago. But a few outlying buildings more or less survived the blast. All evidence recovered so far points toward this having been some sort of research base built by the First League. Issues the First League. Okay. Another upgrade from a person. This is Mr. Spock. You can get survey speed 20% or anomaly research speed. Anomaly research speed, please. We're done with basic surveying and we just need to do anomaly stuff for the most part. Estelle, come tell me what's over here. I need to know. The Ishimura has grabbed this. Great. We're really close to grabbing that planet. Awesome. Fantastic. The Enterprise says, I will research this. And the Indus. You're going to build stuff. Okay. That is our empire. And amazingly, we have really not bumped into anyone else yet. I can't believe it. So we're off to a good start. Encounter and Graknar with the Peh aliens. Alright. Well, that ambitious music can take a back seat. This is probably a pretty good place to stop, or really close. Fungal. Actually, I want to get this planet down here and then we'll call it a day. I want to capture this system. Below the surface of Amory the 4A lives the most peculiar organism. Scans and samples show that some sort of mycelium littered with spores. Compared to the traditional size of spores on our homeworld, these are massive. Their surface is a shimmering kaleidoscope and the hues seem to change based on their surroundings. The strangest thing about them is that they seem to form a network capable of generating what the science crew believes could be a signal. The current emissions are very weak. Try to identify the signal destination. Okay. Try to identify the signal destination. We'll do that. Folks, I would love to stick around and play some more, but I got things to do. This is where we're going to pause it and end it. It's been fun. I do miss playing Stellaris, and believe me, I have tried to find a replacement for this game, and there is just nothing that fits. There are other Space 4X games, and they all have problems way more massive than the one Stellaris has. Someday I may have to do a video on that, on all the Space 4X games and everything they're doing wrong. So for now, we're playing this, and so far it's been fun. The 4.0 update has certainly changed a lot, and like I was saying in the first episode, I think a lot of what they've done is they have added enough features and enough things that you have to pay attention to in the game to where downtime is minimal. Like, I find myself constantly speaking during these Let's Plays because there's a lot to talk about. There's always something to react to and something popping up on your screen and something that needs your attention. And it didn't used to be that way when Stellaris was first released. 5 years ago when I was putting together my first videos, it was not this way. I think that's an intentional design decision by them. They're saying we want this minute to minute to be exciting, but it also feels a little draining because it's a 4X game and not a simple action game like Assassin's Creed. It's not something that easy to play. Assassin's Creed is a game that I can play and I do not have to use my brain. It's all just very quick action, easy combat, stories, cutscenes, dialogue. So it can be as fast paced as it wants to. Same thing with a game like Elden Ring. It can be as fast paced as it wants to. And I don't feel worn out by it, even playing it for like 3 or 4 hours at a time. Conversely, playing 45 minutes of Stellaris with the way it's designed now after 5 years of changes, it wears on me. It's taxing, I guess is the right word. It's very taxing. They have created a very busy game. And so I think for people who like that sort of thing, this is going to be great. These changes are going to be great and they're going to really like them and adopt them quickly. For somebody like me, I could do with a little slower pace, but I'm not going to complain about this. Really, right now, it's just about getting my head wrapped around all the different changes and all the way the game does things differently and to see how it all unfolds by the end, because we all know from the history of this game, by the time you get to the end game and have to deal with the crisis, that kind of determines how the whole playthrough has gone. It's kind of like a really good football team making it to the playoffs and then going out in the first round, or making it to the Super Bowl and winning. Your whole season really comes down to how well do you do in the playoffs. And I feel like Stellaris to a large degree comes down to how does it feel playing it in the last quarter of the game. So we'll find out. Folks, thanks for sticking with me. You know the drill. Leave questions, comments down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy gaming, everyone.